Hey everybody, this is Glidercat and it's time to play. Today we're going to start a new Let's Play on an upcoming game called Middenmoon. Now this is being developed by a solo developer. It's actively being developed, it's not released yet, and I'm playing a playtest version. This game has some unique things to it, and we'll see it as we play through. But let me just generate a new world here. Boom. Midden is another word for like trash heap. I didn't know that till a little while ago. And so basically the goal of this game is we are on a moon that is just filled with trash, ancient artifacts. And what we want to do is harvest these resources, clean them, refine them, disassemble them, assemble them into new things, and then basically supply them into our hub. We look, we've got a log here over on the left side, says scanning, Scubalon 4, survey notes, Old Empire Waste Facility, type 3B, a Middenmoon, trash heap. Energy crystals are present. 0 point tech is still active. Reclaimable resources, estimated worth 7 trillion kudos, so that must be the currency. Directives, excavate the identified sites, power the facility using the crystals, and deliver all resources requested by the hub. So if you look, so I can close that log here at the top left. If you look at the top right, we've got our menu. Config is just like our game settings, but goals and upgrades, I think, are what we're looking for here. So our first goal is we need to supply 100 machines and 100 ice to the hub. That's our current goal. Upgrades, this is stuff that we can produce and send, I believe, send into the hub. And this will get productivity upgrade on the excavator, build speed, the speed of processing of the recipes, recipe productivity. You can kind of get bonus output from your recipes. And then it shows the level of the buff here on the right side. But and then there's levels. This is not full yet. I think we'll see this come up soon. But we need to get machines and ice into the hub. If we look at the recipes here on the right, here's ice. It tells us how to do it. We need an excavator. We need to supply a blue energy beam into that excavator, and out will come the ice. And then what was the other thing? Machines, right? Excavator, this time a red beam, and we get machines. So let's do it. We'll start with ice. And we've got our excavators down here on the bottom. And again, this game is actively being developed, so these icons could all change in time. That looks like an ice deposit. So let's throw an excavator on there. Plunk. And now we need to get this guy a blue beam, right? So now we look for a blue energy crystal. I see one down here. I want to see if there's one kind of in the same corner of the map. I'm not seeing. There's one way up there. Is that a red beam? Oh, no, we need to. That's an excavation. That's something else. Machines. I need a blue beam. I guess we may be stuck using this little guy. Let's start with that. So here's a blue crystal. Place an emitter here to generate an energy beam. Here's our little energy beam emitter here at the bottom center of the toolbar. Boom. Rotate this guy to send the beam off to the left. And then we got a little deflector machine here. We want to send that up to where we have our extractor. So right up there. Zoom in, make sure this guy's configured right. I'll rotate it. I want you right about there. Boom. So we've got our excavator down. We've got a blue beam going through it. Now we just need to belt the output. So that thing is producing ice for us. So we got belts here. We're going to start out simple, and the game's going to get a whole lot more complex as we play on, but we'll start simple here. This belt up. Let's right click to delete something. All right, so now we're sending ice into the hub. Easy peasy. What was the other thing we needed? Goals, short-term memory. Machines. So here's machines. So let's put an excavator on that. And machines needs what? A red beam. That looks red to me. Is this red? Yep, red beam. Drop this guy down. And we'll feed our little excavator. Is that it? Yep. Just send these into the hub. Boop. Escape out of that, out of the build tool. And if I hover over the hub, now you can see we supplied 100, we supplied over 300 ice, and the machines are flowing in there pretty fast. So we should meet that goal pretty darn quick here. Boom. Okay, now we need to supply 100 clean machines. So we'll look at the recipe for that, but let's look over here at levels. So now we've got these levels. Now I'm not sure what these levels get us, but we'll let this stuff keep flowing in here. Eventually we may need to move it if it gets in the way. I'm just gonna let this ride. And we'll go for clean machines. And how do we make clean machines? Let's look at the recipe book here. There's machines, we're doing those. Clean machines, here's how we produce them. And here's where they are consumed. We're interested here. We need ice, and we need machines, and a green beam, and we need a washer. So it looks like we unlocked a washer. See, it's a new icon on the bottom of the screen here on our hotbar. We're going to combine ice and machines. We need a green beam. So it looks like we're going to be rerouting these. Is that a green beam right there? Yeah. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's rip this out here. Pop one of these machines down. Boom. Output's going to go to the hub. This guy, if I think it's left shift. Whoops, escape out of that. Shift. Left click and drag. So I can get rid of all this delete key. And, or I can just right click. Let's send these. Up into here. Boom. So now we got ice and machines going in the washer. We just got to get that guy some fuel in the form of a laser. Here's all the recipes that washer can handle. We're interested in this top one. We need the green beam, right? We saw it over here. Green beam. Boom. Deflect that guy over. Missing. Is that the green beam? Oh, I got to pick a recipe, right? No recipe. You actually have to pick it. There we go. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. All right, hold up. I'm going to erase that. So we're getting something else. I didn't pay attention to the recipe. We're getting the machine, a clean version of the machine, but we're also getting dirt. And as you can see, it looks like that dirt is clogging up the hub. In order to clear a belt, if we shift, left click, whoops, shift, left click, drag, and hit Control F, boom, we empty the belt of all the junk. So we need to filter off the dirt and find a place for that. We've got a belt splitter here. Let's take some of these off. Put you right there. And for the belt splitter left, I don't want to do anything. So I'm just going to choose block output up here at the top. Boom. And then I want the clean machines going straight down to the hub. And then I want the dirt coming out here off to the right. I need to do some with the dirt. Did they give us a dump? Dump right there. Drop excess stuff into pits. Now I can't place a dump anywhere I want. We got to find a suitable place on the moon that'll take a dump. There we go. Pit. Yeah. Right? Pit. Place a dump here to discard products. It's too bad I can't dump out that way, but I don't think I have a way of doing it. Oh man. That's fine. We'll optimize sometime later, never. Let's move this over here. This is our dirt. It's going to come out this way. I know I'm totally blocking off the hub doing it this way, but let's just get through these early objectives. Boom. And we're going to head over to the left, and I got to place the dump. Boink. You in there. And then I think we're good to go. Let's see what we get. All right. We are supplying clean machines. It's not super fast, but we're doing it. We could scale that up with more machines. Change our inputs so they're kind of coming in along the side and then run a row of these guys. But let's just keep an eye on what happens here with this trash or the dirt that we're throwing away. Oh, does this thing fill up? I hope it doesn't fill up. The dump. All right, so that's doing that. Let's look at the goals. Clean machines, we're supplying those. We're almost halfway done. I'm guessing this is going to be the next one. Fraudulent oil and thiotomoline solution. I should mention I have the sound turned off. There is, I think, in-game music, and it's probably even copyright safe, but I turned it off just to be sure. Let's see. Fraudulent oil. Let's go look and see what the recipe is for that. Where might you be? Let's see, okay, fraudulent oil. We've got a few different ways of producing it. Chemical plant we don't have yet. Bet that's going to get unlocked here in a second. So we got ice and canisters plus a yellow beam. Gets us thiotomite solution and fraudulent oils. Oh man. Okay, we just made the second goal. And as predicted, yeah, we got the chemical plant unlocked here. I guess. More. Oh, check this out. Oh, this one's locked. Oops. I was going to say, this first recipe, we take ice in canisters, which we have to mine from a deposit. Throw a yellow beam at it. A yellow beam, we have to combine a red and a green laser. Do we have a combiner? Beam brancher. Looking at the toolbar at the bottom. Beam combiner. Yeah, so we can take the primary color beams, the red, green, and blue, and turn them into yellow, magenta, and cyan. So yellow would be red and green. But anyway, this produces thiotamine solution and fraudulent oil. We could feed that back into this process and just keep getting a pure fraudulent oil from these canisters and the ice. But what was the other thing in the goal that we needed? Do we need that? Thiotomoline solution. Let's see what the recipe is for that too. We do get it. We're getting just what we need. We've got sludge that we're going to have to send to the dump. So ice and canisters, brand new thing. Let's go find... What happened to our excavator? Oh, look at the beam is blocking. Oh man. There's a way to deal with that. But let's start with ice and canisters. We got them both right nearby here. Let's put an excavator over here. This guy needs a cyan beam, which is, we got to combine green and blue for that. I got a blue here, and I got, I'm colorblind, so I got to look at these green and blue. We want to combine those two. That works out kind of nice. Let's throw a combiner here. Guessing that's our cyan beam. But we need that over here. Go over to this excavator. So let's grab a redirector. That. And that. Okay, so that guy is working. That's producing our canisters, and then I got to get blue here. Do I have a beam brancher? Split a beam. Terminator, beam combiner. Don't think there is a way, I think, to disassemble the beam, so I could turn it back into a blue and a green. And then I could send that blue over here, but I don't think I have it yet. Let's try this brancher and see what it does. Can I rotate you? Let's see what it does. Nothing. Yeah. Terminate. Redirect. I don't think I have it unlocked yet, so that's not going to do me any good. Let's get rid of that. Now I got to get blue into this guy. How can I do that without crossing beams? Let's see. Junk here that I don't need. Let's put a beam blocker here. Who's coming up this way? I need it up in there. What can I do about that? I guess I can go the other direction. Let's do it just for the interest of time. I can turn off the red one. Let's take a different route with this blue beam. Like I said, I think later we're going to be able to merge beams together and then split them apart, and that'll allow us to route around anything we need to. But right now we got to do it the kind of beefy way. Rotate that splitter, or rotate this little deflector guy. And we should see ice start popping out. We want to combine those into a chemical plant. It's output from here. So let's do this. I suppose we can let that extra ice go into the hub, right? We've got levels here. I guess we'll let that. Oh, is it not going in? Oh, it's doing this thing, the clean machines. Is that getting everything it needs still? No, because this guy needs a red beam. Do I have a red beam? Get red beam to this guy. Here, yeah, we can. Let's do it for the heck of it. Red beam up to there, I think. Up. And then get you some power. All right, so we got clean machine production still going. But I want to take this ice. I think I can get more out of here. And for now, think I've got a way to hop over belts just yet. We will get that, so we're going to do just a simple design here. You go into there. You go into there, and now what kind of power do I need to get you? We want this one. I need to get you a yellow beam. And we said the yellow is red and green. Green. Here's my red, right? Again, I'm colorblind, so I gotta double check these. Yeah, red. So I need to combine those two and get it into that. Here's our beam combiner. That. I'm gonna take the extra green, and then we're gonna split this guy. Oops, that didn't go the direction I thought it would. Okay. So red's coming this way, going up, going through here. And then I think I'm going to put a block here just for my own sanity. And then this guy needs to really want it to go off to the left. So I'm just going to put you there. Then I need you to go up. Look into that one. Yellow. Okay, I think we got what we need. And now we got to filter out the junk. So let's put everything else. We're going to get, if we hover over the chemical plant, you can see what we're going to get. We're putting in ice. Oh, where's my ice? Okay. Belt. Okay, we're putting in ice. Putting in, we were putting in canisters. What did I do? Man, giant beam, where did that go? Did I destroy it? Oh. That off so I can tell what I'm doing. Cyan beam, sorry, I messed that up. Cyan is green and blue. Here's our blue. And green. This one. Mix with blue. After the ice. So maybe here. Let's get a combined primary colors up here. Let's do a splitter on this guy. Now we've got a cyan beam coming off of there, and I just need to reflect it up into our buddy. Oh man, check it out, I'm doing it. All right, so we're mining canisters. Finally, again, we're getting ice coming in here. That's all we need, canisters and ice. Then we're gonna get thio solution, fraudulent oil, and sludge. The sludge we need to route. The thiamine solution and fraudulent oil, I think, can go straight into the hub. let's do that. Belt to the hub. Give this guy his own belt. We'll just let the ice keep going. Oh, that's not the hub. I got to get to the hub. Oh man, stuff's in the way. We haven't unlocked. This is just me holding down the right mouse button, deleting these belts. I can do escape out of that. Let's do this. Hit delete. We don't have a way to hop belts yet, so I'm gonna have to go ugly. These early objectives. By ugly, I mean like massive spaghetti. But hopefully once we unlock things, we won't need to. All right, that's going to be the main things, but we need to set a filter on the sludge and somehow get that to our dump. There's our dump. That shouldn't be too big of a problem. So let's set a filter on this guy. Top, I'm going to say block output. And bottom, I'm going to say sludge. And the rest, I think, is just going to pass on through. Let's look and make sure we're doing everything right. Yeah, the thio solution and the fraudulent go straight on through, and the sludge has got to come to the dump. Here. Let's do you like boom, boom. Run a belt up from the dump here somehow. Then we'll hook this up last, just so we don't have belts with the wrong stuff. Hopefully this is going to work. Boom. Okay, there's our sludge. There's the stuff we need for our objective. Go check it out. Little animations here going. The chemical plant. Again, we're not scaled up very well, but we're doing it. We're sending clean machines down, and we're getting rid of trash. Then we've got our new objective. Those two guys. Let's look at the goals. Partisan oil and thiotimylene solution. Hopefully we'll see those numbers tick up here in a second. They have to take a roundabout way to get there. And the levels, yeah, I'm not sure the levels are for yet. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, stuff's coming in. There we go. Yep, we got little tiny progress bars here. It's going to take a while. Does it tell us what this unlocks? It does not. Hopefully we'll get the ability to hop belts here soon. We won't have to do such crazy spaghetti. Levels, we're still working our way up to 1,000. The only things we're sending in right now are machines. We could... That'd be a little hard. I was going to say we could branch off and send in ice. We could easily split here though, right? And send in the dirty machines. I think that's a goal we need. Let's do a splitter there, and let's send in machines too. And I did that just because this levels has machines, right? We may as well tick those up. And I'm not sure what this part of the game is, or what we're unlocking by doing this. Bottling oil and thiotimylene solution is going pretty darn slow, but I can't really scale it the way I'd like to. I'd love to run a bus going down here and then feed multiple machines in a row, but I don't have a way to hop over belts yet. Hopefully we're on the verge of unlocking that. Let's see. What's our next goal going to be? Clean weapons and organic circuits. Weapons we mine, so I'm clean weapons, I'm sure it's just running that with ice, right? Let's look at the recipe. Clean weapons. Yeah, a weapon with ice and a red beam gets us that. We have to deal with the dirt again. And the other one is organic circuits. Oh, it tells us what we're going to unlock here. Unlocks weapon cleaning and organic circuit recovery. Those are the recipes we unlock, and then we're going to unlock the belt launcher. That's going to allow us to hop over belts, and the belt catcher. That's the other half of the kind of like underground, overground belt kind of thing. So we're almost there on that. And then organic circuits. Let's see what the recipe is for that one. This weapon cleaning shows us we need the, oh, we just need the washer for that. Organic circuits, that's this one. So we need bio-waste, we'll have to figure out how to get that. And a fraudulent oil, and a cyan beam, and oh man, we get sludge and dirt this time. Bio-waste, is that something we mine? Yeah, it is. Let's do the weapon cleaning first. Weapon and thioemeline solution and a red beam. I guess these other productions we can tear down if they're in our way. Oh man, it's kind of ugly. Darn ugly. Are we there yet? Almost. 2 more. Okay, boom. This is the end project here, monolith. Oh, we need a million monoliths. You win. This is actually the winning condition, is to build a monolith, and then this Jupiter project is just a takes forever kind of thing. Keep your factory going. You need a million monoliths. Let's do the clean weapons. Next, weapons. That is a canister. Weapons. There's old beam deflectors that I no longer need, apparently. Good for weapon deposit. There's one right there. Weapons, and we need a green beam. Got a green beam right there. Of course, it's buried. Split a beam and redirect a beam. Beam combiner. Let's see what we're going to unlock with this next goal. Unlock AI training recipe, beam separator. That's what we want. Okay, so we just got to snake our beams around here. And then once we get that beam separator under on this little pop-up where it says unlocked entities, that's going to allow us to cross beams, I think, in a clever way. Okay, weapon, clean weapons. So let's get excavator on this weapon deposit. I need ice and a cleaner. Ice way up there. I can split and bring ice over here. Let's get the green beam down there. It's crazy, but we'll do it. We're going to split you like that. And deflect you. That's up. Boom. And then I'm going to put a block on here. Keep it a little bit cleaner. Okay, that gets us weapons. And we need a cleaner. Need to get ice over here. Let's route these. Oh, and that's half of our, or no. Let's see. That is, yeah, that'll get clean weapons. That just needs to go into the hub. Belt. Ooh, belt launcher, belt catcher. Awesome. I'm just going to send you up this way into the cleaner. Oop. Grab those. We're going to have dirt to deal with here, which we can throw right on this belt. Ice over, we'll just split that one. For now, just in here. We'll make this all pretty later. We will actually do that. Oh, with future designs, but we just need to get through this. How do we want to do this? Let's do a splitter here. This is going to be our output. Top, I'm going to just block, and then the bottom, I'm going to put our sludge. Is that what we're getting, or are we getting dirt? This will be cleaned weapons. We got to pick a recipe here. Machine washing, weapon cleaning. Oh, my bad. Not ice. We need this irredeemable solution. So we're going to have to filter that belt and bring that over, not ice. My bad. All right. Where is that? That's over here. So what we can do, get rid of these two. Gonna shift. And clear this with a control F. I just want to empty this belt. Control F. Then we'll filter here somewhere. Doop. I'm actually going to delete one. Belt splitter. Right there. I want the, let's see, over here, that thiotemoline solution, and then down can be the bottling oil. Back we can just do block. Okay, and now this is going to want to go over here. And now we can try our little belt launchers. Oh, cool. It shows the range. Nice. And the belt catcher or receiver is going to be here. One thing that's kind of neat about this, that's a little bit different than underground belts in most games, is I can have this guy going in this direction, and then the catcher can be facing any other direction. Like this belt can be pointing up, even though that one's pointing to the right. It's kind of cool. In this case, we're just going straight, but kind of a neat feature. Now let's connect this up. Bam. Just kind of launches them. It slows it down, doesn't it? I suppose you could put two next to each other and then merge them back together or something. All right, now we're getting the right stuff. We got to get power over here. Red beam this time. Red beam. Oh, man. Yeah, I still can't combine beams, so we're going to do goofy stuff with beams. Need beam brancher. Go up and to the right. And I'll just come right there. Get this onto this guy. So a deflector up. Deflector here. And then I'm going to put a block here just for the heck of it. So now we got power. We got this guy set to filter our dirt. Let's route the dirt belt. I think that can go straight here to the dump. Then our goodies, we're going to have to hop over the dirt belt. Belt launcher here, boom. Belt catcher. I think I'll go straight. Connect these guys up. Doop. Down. And let's hook it up and see if it's going to work. Boom. Looks like it. Dirty weapons coming in. Clean weapons coming out. Dirt coming out. Dirt goes to the dump. Clean weapons go to the hub. We got to do organic circuits. Oh, man. Let's see how involved that is. Otherwise, we'll do it next episode. Organic circuits. Okay, bio-waste. We're going to mine bio-waste. Magenta beam. Then, oh, the fraudulent oil. That makes sense. What are we going to get? Sludge and dirt. Organic circuits come out. Got the fraudulent oil. Kind of already filtered, probably, right? It's this belt. We got to find bio-waste. Machines. Dump. Stirs. Bins. Machines. Bio-waste look like. Is it way out here? Bio-waste. There's one. I can't tell what color that is. Colorblind. Is there anything closer? Another green beam. Canisters. Bio-waste down here. Bio-waste. Magenta beam for that one. That's, what is that? Magenta's red and blue. Red, right? It's a red. Can I get blue? I can, kind of. Branch off and come down here. Waste. Throttle and oil. Oh, man. Yeah, the oil I can hop belts easy, right? So that's not going to be an issue. Yep, throttle and oil all the way down here. We can just direct that across somehow. All right, let's try it. 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 That's even better here, right? Let's do bio-waste. Miner. We need to create a magenta beam. We're going to combine red with a blue. Just going to pick a spot to merge colors. We're going to split this guy. Deflect you into here. Blue, we're going to have to come around here. This becomes maybe a splitter. Oh, where was it? Oh man, now I'm confused. Was that going? Was that going to something? Oh shoot, is there like a little... That guy? It is. Okay, I gotta hook up with this guy down here. I'm gonna drop this down. Boom. Nope. The beam splitter. Where'd it go? I think I need to hook up with this little tiny guy. Way up there. Boom. And then I need you to come down. Just deflect you. Make sure I can see which way. That's the way the reflector needs to go. And you need to snap in somewhere like right there. Boom. Then deflect you over to this guy. Boom. I'll just put a terminator there. All right. Oh man, that was easy, right? So we got bio-waste being made. I don't care about that. Throttle into oil. Then we need a cyan beam. Throttle in oil. That's here. And we need a cyan beam. Look. Cyan beam is going to be green and blue. So let's think about that first. Green and blue. Do I have the... Yeah, I don't. Green and blue. Blue's easy. Is there another green somewhere nearby? Oh yeah, that'll work. All right. So that'll work. So maybe over here. Whoops, recipe, sorry. Let's see where we make this in. Okay, chemical plant. Here's our chemical plant. Sure. Let's belt up this stuff. Bio waste. And ooh man, production is slow. Got everything they need. The production is just super duper slow over here. It seems like it's slower than it was, doesn't it? Not sure. All right, so this belt, I think we're going to stop sending this stuff into the hub. I'm going to just delete this. Boom. These two, and these guys are going to come over here somehow. It's fraudulent oil. You're going to need a belt hopper here. Boom. Catcher. Way out here. Oh man. That's not what I want. Hop and catch. Send that up so I know where to stop. Off we go. Oh man, what are the odds? That worked perfect. All right. Now we got to get the beam. Chemical plant. We want organic circuits. We need to worry about sludge and dirt, but let's get the cyan beam going first. Said that's green and blue, right? And we saw there was another green over here somewhere. I got blue there. Let's do our color liner. Somewhere over here. The green. Way up there. That guy right here. So now we need to split this one. Splitter. Boom. Then we need to harvest the screen beam. And that guy just needs to be deflected into that little color merger. Check it out. And then we'll put a stopper. Just, I think it helps things look a little neater, less confusing. Kind of know who needs that color instead of having it going all the way down the screen. All right, I think you're good. Now we got to get the dirt and the sludge out of here. We just need the organic circuits. So put you this way. I say organic circuits, and then up can be, let's see, where's our dump? We want to reuse the same dump, which I guess we can. I guess we would want to go up with that one. Or no, I guess we leave it, right? Sludge and dirt will go up. This would be blocked. This is everything but the organic circuits. Let's work our way back from the dump. That basically goes to the dump. These, right click, just holding down the right click. And that last piece goes into the hub. Man, this looks like spaghetti, that's for sure. Just looking to see if there's a shortcut, if I could hop on a belt to the hub. I don't see anything that looks like great. In fact, yeah, once we got organized, we could have some belts, just some standard belts feeding into the hub from all 4 quadrants or something, and then route all these little factories to output to those standard belts. Lots we could do, but this next, once we get this objective done, we're going to have the ability to split the colors and hop over colors. Be able to cross beams is what I mean. But right now we're stuck doing some spaghetti. Need you. I'll just come straight across. Just in the interest of getting this objective done. Oops. Boom. Boom. Get rid of that extra, and then I think we're ready to hook up. Let's see. I think we're good. We'll find out. What about now? Here goes the trash and the sludge. There's organic circuits on their way. We're probably already done with the other ones. Yeah, clean weapons. Get tons of those. While we're waiting on the organic circuits, let's take a look at the hub levels. So is it every new thing that we... Yeah, there's our clean weapons. Yeah, I'm still not sure about these levels. I haven't read anything about it. I'll put links in the description of this video to the Steam page, the Discord, and also probably to the dev logs, which are on itch.io. And there's some content there that explains how the game works. There's also in the Steam forums for this game, Middenmoon, there's a post by the developer that links to those itch.io dev logs that explains a lot of things, but I didn't see anything for these levels. What I wanted to do... well, yeah, while we're waiting for this objective, we might not see it this episode. We'll come back next episode and see it. But this dirt, this junk, and this sludge, the dirt and sludge is what we've had so far, and we're routing that into the trash. Well, eventually, we're going to be able to get resources out of this stuff. If you look at the consumption side for sludge, there's sludge resonation, so we can extract some decent stuff out of here eventually. Sonic screwdrivers, xenonite sheets, junk, arc reactors. We have to put some more inputs in here. What is this getting us? AI candles, neutronium plates, logic pools, and sludge. 15 sludge as an ingredient to this process. Wow, 3 different beams. We produce sonic screwdrivers and xenonite sheets. Sonic screwdrivers, there's a couple items in the game right now that give you buffs to your machines. One is this spice melange. It says fungal excretions of the sand trout. Tastes like cinnamon. Spice is like a consumable productivity modules. Supply it to crafting machines to double recipe productivity for 3 iterations. So that's like a productivity module in Factorio, but just you only get it for 3 cycles. But you can imagine feeding this resource in. The other one is those screwdrivers, sonic screwdrivers. Multi-tool that works on everything except wood and deadlock seals, slow to resonate concrete. Sonic screwdrivers are like consumable speed modules. Supply them to crafting machines to have the recipe runtime for 3 iterations. So another way to kind of buff the machines by feeding those 2 ingredients. And then obviously the upgrades will get us stuff too. So maybe we'll get around to looking at one of these upgrades next episode. We're probably going to do some selecting and deleting next episode once we unlock this next objective. Organic circuits, we got 62. Oh, there's speed controls for the game as well. Let's try those. I think it's just plus and minus or equals and the minus sign. Yeah. Speed it up and get our goal. Go. And then we'll see the toolbar at the bottom should expand. There we go. Awesome. So what do we get? Monorail tower. So this is almost like kind of trains. Warehouse to store stuff. Okay. Computer. Train AIs to do stuff. This is like another processing machine, I'm guessing, kind of like the chemical plant. Did we get the ability to separate colors? There it is. Beam separator. Separate secondary colors. So what we can do with that, we'll maybe try that next episode. But instead of having doing these crazy, spaghetti of the beams, when we need to cross a beam, like this red beam, I think we can merge with a color and then split that color and then separate the colors. And that effectively allows you to cross beams. We'll probably see that next episode. And like I said, we may need to cut and kill off some of this existing factory. Let's look at the next objective real quick and then we'll call it an episode. What do we get? AI candles. Unlocks a bunch of recipes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different new recipes get unlocked, including the spice harvesting there. And then we get new entities. Disassembler, classifier, belt merger, and belt loader. What's a belt loader? Not sure what that is. Wonder if that's for pulling things out of the warehouse. I have no idea. Belt loader. Merger makes sense. We'll find out. Yeah, maybe we'll take on these upgrades too. So let's look at the AI candle recipe and then we'll call it an episode. AI candle. Where might you be? There it is right here. AI candle. Clean weapons, we have those. Clean machines, we did those. And organic circuits, we did those. Magenta beam. 3-second production time. Clean machine production time, 1 second. So yeah. AI candles. Artificial intelligence, once lit, it'll solve a single complex problem before ascending to a higher plane of existence. I think these are, look at the consumption. So AI candles are used in a whole bunch of recipes going forward. It's almost like a fuel for machines. So we're going to want to produce that probably at scale. So we'll try to set up something that doesn't look like this. See if we can set up, an array of machines making those for us. And then we can just run a laser beam through the top of them all, and that'll power all of them. Yeah, that's it for this episode. Again, this is Middenmoon. I'm playing a playtest version. This is early September 2025. The game's in early development by a solo developer. It's the same developer that developed the game Factory, which I think is also on my channel. It may have been in one of my compilation videos, but that's another kind of cool game. That one's only available on itch.io. But yeah, let me know what you think of this. And I will see you all in the next episode.